Good Saturday morning to you. I'm Danilo Evangelista, and welcome to our update on Hurricane Erin this morning, Saturday, August 16th, 2025. And man, oh man, do we have a lot to talk about, especially with Erin today. It is rapidly intensified overnight to an incredible pace. And now this morning, Erin is on the brink of becoming a Category 5 hurricane. So let's waste no time in getting started with this morning's update. And here's the latest satellite image of Hurricane Erin. What a beast it is. Absolutely classic looking hurricane with a very, very small eye. The inner eye wall, or the inner eye, I think, is only 6 nautical miles wide. So this counts as a pinhole eye. And I say that I say the inner eye because there is an outer eye wall starting to form, meaning that there is an eye wall replacement cycle probably beginning to take place. And because of that, this is a typical cycle that we have with hurricanes. Once they get strong enough, they start undergoing eye wall replacement cycle. But it's still probably going to remain a strong storm. And again, it's just incredible. The eye is very small right now. This has a classic look to it. Almost looks like a West Pacific storm, typhoon, like one of those really, really strong typhoons you would see in the West Pacific. That is what we are dealing with Erin this morning. And can't say I'm not surprised because I did say, or can't say I am surprised because I did say last night that I would not be shocked if it rapidly intensifies and we would wake up to it being a major hurricane this morning. And obviously that is panned out. Although I will be honest, I did not expect that it would be almost a category 5 as it is right now. And in fact, I think it is probably very likely that this will become a category 5 here in the next few hours, very shortly. And it's going to have a few days in which it's going to be a very intense storm throughout the Western Atlantic. And I'm actually going to go over what to expect over the next few days in just a moment because things might actually start getting interesting in terms of the track. And I'll show you why in a minute. But going over Erin's intensity, and this is just a testament to how crazy the rapid intensification has been this morning. When recon, this is the NOAA recon that went in earlier this morning around 6 to 7 o'clock, and it's still in there right now. And although I think it probably is wrapping up right now, they found that Erin was only at 951. Well, it was not only, but it was 951 millibars when recon entered the storm back then. It was roughly a category 3. And now that this NOAA recon flight is leaving, it's probably leaving, I believe, but their latest center pass, all the way from their first pass that they did at around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, pressure was 951 millibars. Now the latest center pass that they've done, a pressure at 927 millibars, and in fact the pressure is still deepening. Didn't want to bring this up, but the latest dropson from recon, and excuse all my Discord notifications. Obviously, everybody's going crazy, at least in all the chats that I'm in. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you're probably going crazy as well. But the latest dropson pass did find that Erin was at around 925 millibars. And I think the National Hurricane Center might have went with 923. We'll look at the National Hurricane Center forecast in a little bit. But definitely a very quick and incredible intensification phase this morning. But we have another recon flight that is in the storm right now. And in fact, they just updated. They actually just did a center pass. And I believe, let's actually see what the pressure is on that one. If I can really quickly search it up. Let's go to recon data. And let's see what the latest center pass is. 916 millibars. So this was 927 millibars not long ago as of the latest center pass from this recon flight, although we have another recon flight, and this is more lower level recon, and they found a pressure just now at 916 millibars. So this storm is still intensifying as we speak. And 916 millibars, that I really wouldn't be shocked if this is a category 5 hurricane right now. In fact, obviously the latest National Hurricane Center advisory had it at 155 miles per hour. But again, it's probably going to become a Category 5. And just to top it all off, here's a look. This is from Tomerberg. Erin's deepening rate is at a staggering 7.8 millibars per hour, so nearly 8 millibars an hour this has been intensifying at. And this is a representation of how it's been for the last 24 to 36 hours. Just 36 hours ago, or roughly around 24 to 36 hours ago, the pressure was all the way up in the upper 990s. If you remember yesterday, this time yesterday when Erin was still just a strong tropical storm, pressure was in the 990s, 998 millibars, and even late Thursday night, it was still at 1,001, 1,002 millibars. Well, look at how quickly the pressure has dropped since then. Went from 12Z, so this is roughly this time yesterday morning. I'd say maybe more like 15Z, so it would be right around here. Pressure was around 995 millibars. Compare that to today, as of 15Z, 11 a.m. Eastern Time today, a difference of 24 hours. We go from 995 millibars to 926 millibars. In fact, probably even lower than that if you believe the latest recon data coming out right now, which has the pressure at around 916 millibars, as I literally just showed you right now. So probably even stronger than 926 that we have right now. So quite an incredible intensification phase that Erin went through, and it's probably going to continue, but very interesting. This is the vortex data message from the NOAA recon that had its pass not long ago and is probably finishing up now. But one thing that they did find that was very interesting, there is an inner eye wall, which is what I mentioned earlier, and it's at a very, very tight 5 nautical miles. Also probably the reason why this is intensifying very quickly. Storms, especially with very, very small eyes, tend to intensify very quickly. And Erin has always had a very compact core, and it just makes sense that the rate of intensification is as rapid as it is. But they do say that there is an outer eye wall, which is 21 nautical miles, meaning that there's an outer eye wall forming in Erin right now, and we're probably going to see an eye wall replacement cycle very, very soon. And for a moment, that'll probably choke down the intensity of the storm for a little bit because, eye wall replacement cycles, the inner eye wall gets choked out, and then the outer eye wall takes over, and then that begins to contract. And then once that happens, we'll probably see intensification resume with Erin. But this is likely going to remain a major hurricane and a very intense storm either way. And in fact, the National Hurricane Center forecasts, and this is probably what the case is going to be, this is going to remain a major hurricane, not just a hurricane, but a major hurricane for at least the next few days. Probably up until mid to later next week is only when this is going to start to weaken and probably, slowly lose its steam as it moves off to the northeast here, turning away from the U.S. East Coast. But with the track, we're still going to have to watch Erin very closely. And I say that because this is also, as it's intensified, taken a very, very huge dip to the southwest. And I'll just show you it here. This is the satellite image of Erin right now, overlaid with the latest track of the European ensembles as of the 6E run. And notice something interesting is Erin is pretty much completely to the south of the entire envelope of the European ensembles. And that partially also has to do with the fact that Erin is a much stronger storm than pretty much any of the models indicated right now. Absolutely no models show that Erin would be as strong as it is right now. And the stronger it gets, the more west it's seeming like it's going to go. And we'll have to see what the 12Z models show, but I have a feeling we're probably going to see a very huge shift to the west. So I would expect that the 5 p.m. cone will probably see a pretty significant nudge to the west. Now, not saying that this is going to impact the U.S. East Coast, but with these wobbles, especially with these major hurricanes, a small short-term wobble has a very, very large long-term trend. Um, and it's definitely a concerning one because Erin is also going to grow to become a very, very massive hurricane once it's passing just off the East Coast. And I honestly seriously wonder if there still might be enough westerly trends that we're probably not going to get a landfall along the East Coast. It's really probably not in that position, hopefully not, but maybe we might see some outer rain bands enough so that we might have a few tropical storm gusts that we might need to have some watches and warnings issued for the Carolinas coast. That's something that we're going to have to watch very closely in the coming days. And that's really trends that we're going to have to watch over the next several days by looking at the storm itself, because I'll show you what the GFS model has right now. And in fact, I'll actually start with what the latest frame has as of 12Z Saturday. And let's actually bring this to let's do it here, 18Z Saturday. So this is roughly 2 o'clock Eastern time as of the 6Z model. So 2 o'clock today, the GFS had Erin at 978 millibars, a full 60 millibars weaker than what the storm actually is right now. And obviously that it is partially because of the fact that Erin is a very small compact storm, or at least its core is a very compact storm. The actual, expansiveness of its wind field is much larger than that, or at least the clouds with Erin extend much larger than you know than the very small core it has. That's what I'm trying to say. But still, 60 millibars weaker than what it actually is. I really, and the GFS only brings us down to 938 millibars, and in fact, it actually shows the real strengthening phase occurring within the next 3 to 4 days as it's off the East Coast. So, likely chance that we are only seeing an initial intensification phase right now with Erin, and it's probably going to get stronger, or if it does undergo an eye wall replacement cycle now, it's probably only going to get stronger within the next few days. And just given the fact that we're starting off with the storm much, much weaker right now than the models have it, and obviously in this run, this storm is taken pretty decently off the East Coast, and even pretty decently west of Bermuda too. And again, I still think that's what's going to happen. We're probably still going to have Erin remain off the East Coast. I'm not expecting a landfall, but just the simple fact that this is much weaker than what reality is right now, I would definitely expect that we're probably going to see at least some change in the track on the GFS as we head into the 12Z. So what I'm trying to say is, can't really pay attention to the models right now. None of them really latched on at all to the fact that Erin would be as strong as it is. But probably going to stay off the East Coast. At least we could hope for that. But let's actually see what the models show later today. This is obviously not going to be the only update that I have for today. Definitely going to be doing multiple updates since Erin is now a major hurricane, probably on the brink of becoming a Category 5. And again, as I said, this was going to happen as we head into August. We were going to get activity to really ramp up, and we are seeing the full fruit of favorable conditions in the Atlantic come to life with Erin, and we're going to have a very, very long few days to track, especially that Erin is now going to be a very strong storm for probably a few days. And I should also mention that this is also going to help really rack up the ace points in the Atlantic as well. And excuse me for the Discord notifications. I'm going to make sure to turn off my Discord for when I do a video update later today, but I got to keep in loop. And actually, are people seriously saying that this became a Category 5? Yes, it did. Right, live on video, Category 5 Hurricane Erin. So instead of the title being about to become a Category 5, I'm going to say it is a Category 5. So there you have it. First Category 5 hurricane of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Much more coming later today. I'm going to have another video update. We're going to go more in depth about Erin and its potential track later today, especially once we have the afternoon models out. As once again I said, we're probably going to see major changes given that this is much stronger than the models forecasted would be right now. Literally, for God's sake, the GFS has a category 2 and now this is a category 5. So expect more video updates throughout the rest of the day today. Maybe even expect a live stream later this evening or maybe this afternoon. We'll see how things go. And if you want to stay tuned for all of that, please make sure to follow me on Twitter because I'm posting a lot there right now. And also follow me right here on YouTube. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can get videos the moment I upload them and get notifications the moment I go live. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you very soon.